Beauty Dish. Today I've got a smoky eye look for you, and it's just a basic charcoal gunmetal blown out smoky eye with liner on the top and bottom, but we're doing a pink pop, and it will be starring the new Maybelline Color Tattoo in Pink Rebel. So when your eyes are open, it's like you just have a nice, pretty smoky eye, but when you flutter them around, it's like pink eyeshadow. Okay, what's going on there? So I hope you like this look. At the end, I will also give you my thoughts on these new pigments. They're good, they're fun, but let's get started. Okay, as you can see, one eye's done and the other eye really wants to join her friend, so I'm gonna get started with a shadow base, and I'm using this NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil. The shade is Yogurt, and it's just a pinky nude. I'm gonna pop it on, and it'll just help the color adhere. It'll give me some depth of a base color. And I'm taking it almost up to the brow, but not quite, and just blending the edges with my finger. I always use my middle finger when I'm filming, and I really like to stop doing that, but I promise I don't mean anything by it. Next, I'm going to do a highlight shade, and I'm using my Physicians Formula Baked Sands Matte Palette. Actually, oh, this is not Baked Sands. This is Classic Nudes. I use Baked Sands in my vacation makeup tutorial. But what you just want is a matte highlight that's slightly lighter than your skin tone, which I guess that's the definition of a highlight. So something that will brighten the area, but I don't want to go too crazy shimmery. And so I'm just putting it all over the brow and a little bit down onto that base color so that this will help me blend the darker colors that I'll use next. I'm going to take the color Night Divine by MAC, and it's just a dark kind of gunmetal gray with some sheen to it, and I'm going to just place it with this big old thick brush onto my outer corner and kind of pressing it into the crease. I'm taking it out a little bit because I do want that blown out, smoked out shape. But we will definitely be blending it more in a second. Okay, let's blend. I have a Sigma E25 blending brush, and I just want to soften the edges, especially on that outer V, and blend it into that highlight color just a little bit. Okay, now time for the fun. It's time for my Color Tattoo Pink Rebel, and you've seen these, right? This is what it looks like. You get a little powder thing, and you just want to tap some into the lid. And I'm using a flat shadow brush, and I use this. This is my multi-purpose eye brush. I use this for everything, but it's just dry. I don't need any water or anything like Fix Plus, anything like that, and I just want to place it onto that, you know, that inner 2/3 of my eyelid. And I want to pack it on pretty thick. That's what I'm going for. And don't get it into the crease, just right up to the crease and right up to the gray that you did in the outer V. Okay, now I want to make sure all the excess tap, tap, tap is off my brush, and I'm going to blend it just a skosh into that inner corner of my eye. I don't want it to be too pink there, but I want a little bit of this color pop. Now I'm just going to work on intensifying the outer corner of my eye and the crease, and I'm I wave my hand so much, I'll try to stop doing that. I'm going to take a pencil brush, this is by Sigma, and just use a matte black shadow. I have Carbon by MAC, and just get it right into that outer V. Ooh, that's a lot. That's too much. I want to be sort of delicate here. I don't want to cover up this gunmetal color, but rather intensify it. That is the idea. I am also going to take this matte black along the outer 2/3 maybe of my lower lash line. I'm going to pack on a little bit more of my Night Divine, the shimmery gray, just because I do want that shimmer. I don't want it to turn into just a standard black smoky eye. And now that I've got my blending brush, I'm just kind of blending into my inner corner, just so that it's not totally pink. And you can just keep on blending and checking, obviously matching up both sides, until you're happy, until you like what you see for your eye shape as well. I just want to intensify my pink revel a little bit more. And okay, this color, this reminds me, or this made me think, like, if Barbie were gonna do a smoky eye because she was, you know, going out to the club, chasing some bad boy. She's in a bad boy phase, right? She would want to do a smoky eye, but she couldn't resist her little pop of pink, so this is what she would use. Next, I'm going to line my upper waterline with Too Faced Perfect Black Perfect Eyes Waterproof Eyeliner, and it looks like this. It has a little smudgy on the end, which I lost the cap for, so I never use. I'm also taking the same liner, not on my lower waterline, but just right along the lash line. And this is so, like, I'm barely dabbing it onto my skin. It's so pigmented, so soft. So I don't want to go too strong. And with a little smudge brush, I just want to blend it so that the line is even softer. And blend it right up to your inner corner. Next, I'm going to line my upper lash line with my Milani Extreme Liquid Eyeliner, the really pointy felt tip kind of liner, any kind that you like. I really like this one. I talked about it in my favorites video. I'm not trying to do anything interesting with the shape here. I just want a fairly thin to medium line along the lash line, as close as you can get. And I pretty much always wing out. It's just kind of the shape that works for me, but with this, the shadow is so dark, you're not really going to see the wing. Okay, the eye is almost good to go. I am going to add mascara. I am going to line my lower waterline with a white pencil. This one's by Rimmel. It's pretty much just a pure white, and this pencil is so soft that it does tend to break on me. But I guess I'd rather have a soft pencil than something that I can't put anywhere near my eye. So, trade-offs, people. Trade-offs. I'm also lightly dabbing this into my inner corners, just to really emphasize a highlight there. Alright, for an actual highlight though, I'm using Phloof by MAC, which is one of my absolute very favorite MAC eyeshadows ever. I think it is so underrated as a highlight. I think it's gorgeous. I bought it to use for my wedding makeup many years ago, and I've bought it more since then, and I just love it. It's my absolute favorite highlight. I've already put on foundation and concealer and done my brows, obviously. So now I'm going to do a little bronzer, and I don't really want a lot of blush. I know maybe Barbie would do some pink blush, but that would not be a good look with that pink in your eyes. So I'm using my Sonia Kashuk cream bronzer. This is another one from my July favorites. This stuff really rocks. It's not orangey, but it has a very natural color to it. Natural sun-kissed color. And I'm not using this as a contour. I'm putting it on the high points of my face where the sun would hit me with my Real Techniques Expert Face Brush, which is the best brush for cream products. I originally bought it to use with foundation, which works fine, but I pretty much now just use it exclusively for cream blush and bronzer and highlighter, because nothing is better. A little bit on my forehead, along the sides of my face, my hairline. Along my jawbone. Right to the tip of my chin. And the tip of my nose. Because that's where you get color. Oop. You don't want to go all Rudolph, but it just kind of warms you up. And just make sure everything's perfectly blended. Alright, I want to set my cream bronzer for sure with some powder, and I am just using the Makeup Forever HD translucent powder, which I like. I mean, obviously that jar would last you forever. I probably wouldn't buy it again. I'd probably try something else, but it works. Now that I've powdered, I want to make sure I'm not too pale, that the bronzer didn't get too paled out on me, so I'm going to set that with a powder bronze. And this is by MAC. The label is completely rubbed off, as you can see. There's tan. I've used it a lot. I think I've bought this 3 years ago, so they probably do not have the same one. This has quite a bit of shimmer in it, so I'm really going to be careful to knock a lot of it off my brush. I don't want to be shimmer-tastic, but it is a nice bronzer, and I've enjoyed it. We're almost done, and the very last thing, of course, is the lips. I've got Color Stay Mineral Lip Glaze by Revlon, and this color is Forever Fig, and this is one of my all-time favorite lip products, period. I'm on my 3rd tube, maybe, and for me, this is sort of my nude. I have a fairly dark, natural lip color, and this kind of just enhances it, makes it a little bolder without being flat out pink. I just love it. Alright, this is the finished face. I really like it. I hope you guys like it. I had fun doing it. Lately I've been so into pinks for eyes, which growing up that was something I never ever thought looked good on me. I just wasn't fair enough or pale enough, I thought, to wear those, like, you know, 80s light baby pinks. So I'm having fun with this now. And I just want to give you a couple of my thoughts on these Maybelline Loose Color Tattoo pigments. They're called pure pigments, but they aren't pigments the way that you might be familiar with the MAC pigments, which are a lot more pigmented, denser, more shimmery, I guess. These are kind of like powder shadows, and they do have that multi-dimensional sheen to them. I mean, you can see it now. I put them over a shimmery base, and I have to say the base is kind of important too. That helps them to hold on, that helps to intensify their color. And they're fun to use. They are really bright, but they're not traditional pigments. I think if you think of them more as loose shadows, that's a better way to go about it. I think the really bright colors might be a better investment than the neutrals, because you probably have eyeshadows that could dupe for the neutrals. Just, you know, some of those really great shimmery nudes that you probably already have. Well, that wraps up our badass Barbie Pink Rebel Smoky Eye tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching.